Welcome to the show for bloody good Kiwis across the country. This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
Oh, g'day, New Zealand. Welcome to Daily Bhuja. Great to have your company. It is Monday, the 9th of April, 2018. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend. Boy, we've missed you, I tell you that much. And Lee Hart, geez, it's been ages, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah.
Looking all... You've been away, have you?
Yeah, well, I had a bit of a break, mate. A bit of a week off. Had the Easter break as well. Went over to Sydney.
Yeah.
And, been exercising, getting myself in shape to return to the radio. What about yourself? Because you're looking bloody good, my friend.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Boy, what have you been doing over the break? You're slimmed down, you're tanned?
Glad you asked. I'm going to cover all that off pretty much in order throughout the show. You know, the health, what I've been doing, that kind of stuff. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm good, thanks, mate.
Yeah,
thanks for
your
asking.
week?
Oh, it was great. I was pretty much here at this time. But
Yeah,
you guys
I've heard some
here.
great things about your show.
Oh, bloody Nora.
Oh, that old thing. It was pretty good. Had some good prizes to give away.
Well,
Yeah.
I hear that on the Friday you had crap loads of money to give away.
Like 1,500.
$1,500, Lee Hart.
I gave away-
Can you imagine that?
Was that the Save My Bacon?
Yeah, and the half-assed weeks. That gave away a trip to Sydney for two people as well.
Well, I tell you what, Matty, you're looking pretty sharp too, mate.
Oh, thanks, mate.
You've been working out while I've been away, haven't you?
Oh, you know, throwing around the odd kettlebell, I think.
Yeah, nice. Mm-hmm. And I've been hearing great things, actually, about the afternoon show. A lot of people coming up to me in the street and saying, Jace,
Loving the
Matty,
new direction.
Look out for the Night Wolf, my friend. He
Yep.
is ready to strike.
And there's Tom there in the B studio.
Yeah,
Heard
Tom.
great stuff about him while I was away.
Oh, look, apparently he's been in amazing form, Lee Hart.
Yeah.
You know what was really encouraging about Tom, actually, when we arrived? Tom walked into the studio and said, is there anything you need me to do, fellas? Is there any prep you'd like me to do?
And we said, yes, there is.
Yes, bring it on,
Go
Tom.
and do
Whatever
anything you
got.
can will be great. Would help the show.
I tell you what I've missed, Lee Hart, as the Kiwis out there. Maybe some people have got married since we've been away. Maybe they've had kids. Maybe they've had a divorce. I don't know. Text us 3483. Say good day, why don't you?
Yeah, that's right. We've missed you. Text 3483. Let us know where you are. If you want to listen, let us know.
Good
We'll
stuff.
stick around.
Just like riding a bike, isn't it, eh? Here's Alice in Chains.
Jason Hoyt, Lee Hart. It's Bhuja on Radio Hauraki.
Alice in Chains here on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. A lot of people texting in, Lee Hart. Hey guys, great to have you back. Got married on Saturday to my gorgeous lady. We are both massive Bhujanists. Loving your work, Brett and Lizzie. Congratulations to both of you.
Congratulations, Brett and Lizzie. I wonder if you followed the full Bhujanist wedding ceremony protocol.
Yeah, good question, mate.
That'd be interesting, because our great weddings are a Bhujanist wedding.
Oh.
A little unorthodox, but
Yeah, very much
but
so.
they can be fun.
Another person, I'll tell you what happened, fellas. My girlfriend dumped me. Well, we've all been there, haven't we, Lee Hart? I mean, I think I've been dumped once.
It happens. The way I look at it, you got to look at things in a positive manner.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely, mate.
Just imagine the perfect girl for you is out there somewhere, right? Waiting for you. You can't meet her unless this one dumps you. You can't move on to her and find her unless that occurred.
Well, as a good mate once said to me when I did get dumped the one time, he lifted up an empty sheet of refill and said, see that, Jace? This is your life now, my friend. It's an empty page. You
Yeah.
can write whatever you want on that page, my friend. You can write your own
I
script.
find it a bit harsh, though, because he was the guy that actually scored her.
Yeah,
and
he
she
was.
went off with him. So it's really rubbing it in.
He was just trying to make me feel better about the fact that they'd had an affair while I was on tour.
That was Terry, wasn't it?
Yeah, Terry.
Yeah.
No, Terry's the guy that's my wife's aerobics instructor.
Yeah, okay, different guy.
This was another guy,
Different
Jeff.
Terry. But keep these texts coming in. Hi guys, great to have you back. Got married, yes. Good news. My ears cleared up. Bad news literally just flared up again as the show started. I see. He's got an ear problem.
Well, I'll go and get that checked out, actually, because that can go to the throat and cause all sorts of havoc. Particularly with winter coming up, you know what I'm
And a
saying?
great reminder, of course, that we are here to discuss your health issues. That's obviously an ear, nose and throat problem. It's all connected, you know, the sinuses.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Fascinating stuff. Hey, I tell you a funny story. I was going to Sydney, right?
Yeah.
And I went up to the counter because we booked through Qantas.
Yeah.
Right? We booked through Qantas,
Yeah,
my wife
yeah,
and I,
yeah,
with my
Qantas.
little girl Ada. We're very excited. We get up there and we gave them our passports and said we're on the 7:20 flight. And they went, we don't have a 7:20 flight.
Morning or evening?
In the morning.
Yeah.
And we were like, what do you mean you don't have a 7:20? Well, we're booked for the 7:20 flight. But we weren't with Qantas, apparently.
Yeah.
We were with Latam Airlines.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Latam Airlines?
Not lately, no.
Neither have I. and it was some Portuguese South American bloody
Which one is it?
well, I think it was South
Portuguese or
American.
South
What's
American?
por favor mean?
That's Spanish.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty-
Spanish.
it could be anywhere in South America, though.
Mate, it was the shittest bloody aircraft we've ever been on. It was so bad that all they had on the movie channel was like old 80s porn. You know what I mean? It
Well,
was
that's not
that
too
old.
bad.
Oh, I mean, it still turned me on, but I don't want to be watching old 80s porn with 350 other passengers, for
And
God's sake.
certainly not sitting next to your daughter.
It was certainly not sitting. I was having to shield it the whole time.
I tell you what, Jason, we'll go to a song. When we come back, you can tell us the funny part of that story.
I definitely will. Here's Jimmy Eat World. Jimmy Eat World there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon.
Yes, indeed. Great to have you with us, New Zealand, and indeed the world, wherever you are listening to us at this moment.
Actually, and I got stopped at the Australian Customs just very quickly and told by one of the customs guys there that Screaming Reels was the shittest fishing show he's ever seen.
You're joking.
I think he was one of those guys that thought it was a legitimate, proper fishing show.
Yeah, see, I mean, well, it was.
Well, it was, I know. And he said, I watched 2 episodes and you didn't catch a bloody fish. What's that about?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I could watch him doing his job all day. How many bloody big drug traffickers does he pull in?
Well, exactly.
every
Good
day?
question, mate. Good question.
Bet half the time he's just going, "Oh, got any fruit?" Nothing comes through. How boring's that?
Yeah, exactly. And they're really bad-tempered at the Australian Customs.
That's
Didn't
why
you
they
see-
don't. That's why they don't make TV shows about customs.
Yeah, they never
officials.
do. I mean, who wants to see, really angry customs officials?
Yeah.
I mean, that would never make it on TV.
Nothing would ever happen.
No, it'd
nothing
be
would
as
ever happen.
boring as batshit.
Yeah, so he can talk. Just got a text from Mike Lane actually going, "You guys know you're back on air today, eh?"
Did you really?
Yeah, so he knows the frequency, doesn't he?
Well, you'd hope so. Where is Mike Lane, by the way, the
No
boss
idea.
of this particular radio station? I don't see him anymore. What's going on
I
there?
think what happened is we filmed a little video of me just in the studio by myself, and that was sent to Mike at approximately 4:10.
Oh, I see what
So
happened.
we
there.
could
Yeah.
play with this quite nicely.
So it was kind of one of those sort of radio joke things.
In-house wacky joke.
Yeah, good stuff.
But we could really play that to the mic and say,
Well, no doubt he's probably tuned in by now.
Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you?
It's not hard. It's not hard to tune in to the show that you're on.
Well, particularly when you're the boss of that particular
Yeah.
radio station. That would be good.
Should we play a song and then you can text them back and say, no, I'm in the Eco Lodge?
You will do play a song because Lee was telling us a really funny story off air, and I'm pretty sure the listeners would love
Oh,
to
you want
hear
me to
it.
tell that one, do you?
Yeah, maybe after this
Okay,
next couple of
okay.
songs.
You think so?
Jason Hoyt, Lee Hart. It's Bhuja on Radio Hodaki.
In excess there on Daily Bhuja.
That's right. The Devil Inside there would like to dedicate that song, of course, to Israel Folau.
Yes, indeed.
Just catching up on that news, actually.
What a massive tool.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, what were you saying off air just before? Because, of course, our one and only Maria Tutayer is married to Israel Folau.
Yeah.
What were you saying about that?
Ooh, I can't really recall.
Oh,
but
can't you? Oh, okay. You were basically saying that you were a big fan of hers, but now that she's married to Israel Folau, and he
It's
holds
just,
those...
it's just a long time since it's been on radio. I'm just wondering how I can work the whole thing.
Right, that's okay.
I have to remember my. It's just amazing how, by association, you can sort of think. Well, put it this way, the whole thing was. Didn't he say that
Homosexuals,
we'll go to hell?
yes, and
that's
have
what-
to redeem themselves
That's
or
what
something.
God had planned for them, but I mean, I don't recall reading that in the Bible, to be honest.
What, that homosexuals will go to hell?
Yeah.
No,
not really.
I don't.
really recall. I remember seeing a lot of other amazing stories in there, but I don't remember that. And what did God or Jesus say about stupid people or morons?
Well, what did he say
I
about?
don't know.
Right.
But
Okay.
I'm sure there's something. That's the parts he should be reading because that concerns him. If you know what I mean.
Particularly when you think about Yehu being the man that he was, Lee Hart,
Yeah.
he hated that sort of stuff. He was about love and forgiveness in whatever form it was.
Yeah.
And to have a guy like Israel Folau saying that homosexuals are going to go to hell, well,
Who's hardly the, a trained, what's the word for it? I don't think he's probably
sexual therapist?
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
No.
So don't talk about it.
But I do think that you're being a bit harsh on Maria Tutayer, though. I mean, I don't think you should not like her now because she's married to Israel Folau. I mean, she is lovely.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm reserving my judgment on that. I'm just saying, you got to be careful because you only get one chance at a first impression, don't you? And now I don't look at him the same way.
Yeah, fair enough. And speaking of Maria Tutayer, we lost to bloody Malawi last night. What the hell's that about?
Yeah, as if you don't have enough problems.
That is God punishing Maria Tutayer
for being married to that idiot.
For being married to that guy.
That's right.
Well, not you, but, you know.
Yeah, no. Well, there you go. I wonder if wonder if we navigated enough through that. Basically, you're saying...
What, me?
That all the Silver fans got punished because of what Israel Folau said.
Yeah, I'm basically saying that, yes.
And we can quote you on that?
Well, yeah, I guess you can.
Okay, that's great. What do you think, New Zealand? Text 3483. We want to know.
The Soundgarden. Soundgarden there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, Chase. Now, I just want to clarify out your points, really, that you were making before about Israel Folau, etc.
Yeah.
And Maria Folau now.
Is it Maria Folau?
Yeah, I think so.
Maria Folau. Okay.
You know, there's attractive people, and we've talked about this on the show before, and I can find a woman attractive, very attractive, yet if I found out they're a Nazi, they're not so attractive anymore to me. I don't find them attractive anymore. If I find out they're homophobic or part of Destiny Church...
If you were attracted to a woman and you found out she was a Nazi...
I couldn't go there.
I was going to say, would you still maybe put aside the fact that she was a Nazi for maybe 20 minutes and then maybe not like her afterwards? Or would you say right from the go-get, if you found out she was a Nazi, no, I can't go there?
What if she's like a 12 out of 10?
What if it was a rumour that she's a Nazi, you mean?
Well, no, if you found her very attractive and you were getting a bit heated maybe, and she said, that she was a Nazi, would you suddenly stop?
Could I put my morals aside momentarily?
Yes, that's the question.
And address them later on?
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes later?
Yeah. Or like Matt does most weeks.
Put my morals to the side? Or hit on Nazis?
Yeah.
No, put your morals to the side.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know. You could hit on Nazis. I don't know your love life.
Well, I'd like to think I couldn't. My point is, I don't find them attractive anymore, so I don't have to make the decision. If it was just a rumour that perhaps she's a Nazi or a homophobe or a Destiny Church member, I would. If it's just a rumour, I can maybe I'll put it off till tomorrow, research that rumour, then find out and go, it's not happening again.
Right. Okay. So what would be the that they were Nazi? You'd go no go there.
Yeah, but that covers everything. That covers racism,
homophobic.
Yep.
Well, no, Nazis didn't... Oh, no, they didn't like homosexuals, did they?
No, well, most of them were homosexuals. Which brings back to my other point. Which is
often the case.
Often the case. Those that speak most about it, like Israel Folau, and remember that Jimmy Lee Swaggart, there's that preacher in the States going on about sexual, pious, he's very pious, that sexual stuff, and turns out he was bloody banging all sorts of homeless people and everything. Is that absolute piece of shit?
Even in our own country, Lee Hart, the guy that was the party leader of the Family Values Party.
Yeah,
what's
his name?
Yeah, what was his name?
It's the ones that talk
about
the one
with the goatee.
Capel.
So I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if Israel Folau is closet homosexual, but I can say that because I wouldn't mind. I don't mind that he is. He should just be fine with it.
The dad from American Beauty.
Yeah, there you go. That's a movie.
Head on
example.
Kevin Spacey. Let's not even start on him.
Well, there you go. There's a lot of people like that. Those that, fight it are normally
or the
hiding
most
something.
that are the most vehemently against it and shout
Totally.
the loudest. Well, there's that great line, of course, from Shakespeare, Lee Hart. Methinks she doth protest too much.
There you go.
Hey?
I was about to say that.
Were you?
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Hey, are we going to be doing Name That Tune today? I've missed that a lot.
Yeah, I've been working on a few things for you.
I bet you have.
Yeah.
And you've got a very funny story coming up about a bit of a thing that happened to you at the Eco Lodge. Is that like a slice of life thing, is it?
Yeah, it is, very much so.
At least slice of life. Good stuff.
Daily Bhuja with KFC's epic Fanbox meal. Get one on the way home tonight. Tell them Bhuja sent you.
Queens of the Stone Age there on Daily Bhuja. Someone's just texted in, Lee Hart. Folau tweeted again claiming to be persecuted like his tweet was it? Well, I mean, if you're going to make dumbass comments, then,
Be
you know,
prepared
expect
for
a bit
that,
of...
yeah, totally.
God, you shouldn't imagine the abuse that you and I get sometimes. It's
That's
just
right.
out of
And
control.
let's be honest, we say some stupid things occasionally.
Well, you do, certainly.
We don't intend to do that, but we'll stand by them. Well, not all of them.
Like there's been times where Matt has said some really stupid things.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You know, as inexperience will come through and we're going,
Oh, here we go.
Stop
Matt,
now.
he said another one.
And he'll say it, but sure enough, the text machine lights up. That's called democracy of the airwaves.
And the amount of abuse that comes through, like the social network channels, the Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram, that I don't pass on because it's hurtful. It's hate.
It
It's
is,
hate crime.
but it's the times we live in, and we have to. If you write stupid things on Twitter, you have to be ready for
You
what comes
see,
back
the
at you.
issue I have with all that stuff is, why would anyone in the world give a absolute crap about what I think about something? Why does everyone's opinion have to be heard? I mean, most of our opinions,
You
certainly
talking about your opinion?
my
now?
opinion's just bloody stupid half the time.
You're right.
Most
there.
of them are rubbish.
Most of them are really bad.
Yeah.
So why does anyone else want... I tell you what, phone lines are going crazy. Let's speak to a Kiwi, Lee Hart. G'day,
Okay.
Matt.
G'day, mate.
How are you, man? Who are we speaking to?
Oh, it's Filthy Phil.
G'day,
Filthy Phil.
Why do they call you Filthy Phil?
I don't know, it just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, okay. Okay, what do you do, Filthy Phil?
Oh, what do you mean? What do I do?
Well, you know, as you know, in your life and that.
What I do for a crust?
Yeah, what do you do for a crust?
Oh, I wear my undies for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
No, that'll do it.
Oh,
Good
is it,
stuff.
You sell them? Is that why you're filthy Phil?
That's why I'm called Filthy Phil. No, seriously. No, I heard the old eagle.
Oh, did you?
Oh, the old Bhuja Hawk.
Jeez, I missed that as well. You're completely right, of course, Filthy Phil. Whereabouts are you calling from?
The toilet.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay, that's good. Well,
I've got
tell
to say,
you what-
Filthy Phil, you've got bloody good reception there compared to a lot of the calls we get.
Yeah, well, usually, of course, when you're in the toilet, it's a little bit echoey, isn't it?
You might want to talk about setting up some sort of call centre in those toilets where you are, because it's good audio.
Yeah.
Very good.
No
audio.
worries.
Hey, well, because you rang up, Phil, would you like a KFC voucher?
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to twist
Well,
your
I
arm,
prefer-
mate. I mean, if you want
Well, I
Not gonna be
prefer
you.
some of those sausages that old, your partner there peddles, you know.
Or the old Hella
Those are good.
sausages.
Your
Well,
Hella
I
sausages.
don't know if we can
And a
send those out of
six-pack
the mail.
And a six-pack of those beers that you sell as well. That'd be good.
it, don't think
Right,
he
so
sells
you're
it in
just
six-packs,
basically
Phil.
doing your
Not a
Am I
drive-through.
pushing it now?
you're basically doing your weekly shop through our show.
It's not a drive-through.
This is
God,
is like
Phil.
what do you call it? Online shopping.
Yeah.
On-air
Yeah,
shopping.
It's like, well, you've won this. Well, actually, can I have something else?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
crap.
I'll tell you what, we'll chuck in, we'll get out
You're
to
going to do a
what we
bumper
can.
sticker, aren't you? You're going to chuck a bumper sticker
We'll
in
put
there.
some stickers in there. KFC voucher, you name it, it's coming your way.
Good on you,
Oh,
Phil.
you beauty. I love you guys.
Thanks, mate.
Love you too, Phil.
Have a good poo. Well, there you go.
Just a slice of our audience there. Miss these guys.
Bloody oath, mate.
I haven't done my funny story yet.
Well, save it, mate. I'm thinking, you know, maybe 5:15 peak hour.
Funny, that's funny.
It's a doozy.
God, I'm glad I didn't write that song. Now, what do we
Very
got now,
much so.
Jason?
They were almost sort of Green Day-ish, those guys. One of
Yeah.
the presidents of the USA, I believe. You know what I think we should do? We should start a little page that people can donate to and raise money so that Green Day will break up. Just give them the cash and say, don't make any more music.
You know, the only problem with that is it doesn't mean we're going to stop playing them because they've got the archive
Oh, yeah, that's true.
section. We'll probably play more Green Day once they've broken up, you see, because there's a story behind it.
Yeah, that's true. Now, also, just on the Israel Folau thing, we'll just put it
Yep.
to bed now, but someone said it'll also be interesting when Nigel Owen referees a Wallaby game.
Yeah.
He can just
Knock on.
penalise the crap out of them the
Offside.
entire time.
No, it wasn't offside.
Now, you had a interesting topico of the day there, Maddie. What was the topico of the day?
Oh, right. The topic of the day was, here's the headline for you. Mum invents world's first silent vibrator. World's first silent vibrator. It's set to go into mass production after a female engineer used space technology to develop the concept.
Okay, now let's
Oh, because
just...
you had that sexual toy that was NASA orientated, didn't you, for a while?
Yes, we did. But can I just clarify a few points? You say a vibrator. We are talking a sexual vibrator, not a concrete vibrator. This is a mum.
Is there such a thing as a
Yeah,
concrete?
it vibrates
Really?
concrete. Yeah,
Okay.
it's another story.
I can't imagine why Julia Russell, 30, would invent a concrete vibrator.
I don't know, big money in it. But anyway, so this is a sexual aid.
Yeah, she says most vibrators are as loud as electric shavers, and she felt sure women found the noise a turn off.
Well, you remember when I got that couch from Trade Me?
Yeah.
That had the vibrator in it. And my wife and I would always sit on the couch and there'd be this grrrr.
Yeah, that's how you found it, wasn't it?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it was.
what the hell's that buzzing?
But for many, many days, Lee Hart, we were sitting there just going, can you hear that?
You thought your mobile was going off, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I did, yes. I kept constantly reaching for my pocket.
But it's a lot. I mean, it's changed from the old days. I remember when you first started making love and using this stuff. They're mainly diesel powered, weren't they? A lot of the sex toys you guys were using.
Well,
They're
actually,
noisy.
to be fair, when I first started making love, I wasn't in need of vibrators. I was a pleasure machine in my own right.
What if you're not there though? This is the whole point.
What if I'm not there?
Your partner may
Well, I
want
expect them to be faithful.
well, not to a sex toy. That's okay, isn't it?
Well,
That's the whole point of these
Of course
things.
it is.
But the idea, of course, is that you're getting rid of the noisy buzz noise, right?
yes.
But that's not how. I'm guessing that some woman would be making noises themselves anyway. How do you stop that?
That are a lot more alarming than.
Yeah, then the buzzing noise.
Yeah, good point. But you can always, I mean, I don't know if you've been in the situation where you've had a very loud love-making session, it's been very loud, and your kids are like, is everything all right? And you're like, oh, yeah, I just stubbed my toe or something. You can sort of cover that up a little bit.
If we're having one of those sessions, we'll often go into the sound booth, the voice over the sound. It's a soundproof room, which I do a lot of my voiceover work at home from.
Right, okay.
And that's totally soundproof. You won't hear a thing in there.
Do you record it?
No, I could. But no, it's a soundproof option.
You a noisy lover?
Not really.
I can imagine you being a bit of a shouter.
You can or you
Yeah,
can't.
well, I know I can. A bit of a cowboy. Bit of a... Oh, no, actually, I don't want to think about that anymore.
But you say this was NASA technology.
Well, space technology, apparently, which.
But you don't need, there's no noise in space.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a vacuum, there's no noise in space. Apparently, it doesn't buzz, it pulsates soundlessly.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Daily Bhuja with KFC. You could be in sideline fan box seats at the Super Rugby for under $12. This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
Yeah, sure is great to have your company this Monday afternoon. Do you ever read text, Lee Hart, and wonder what the hell people are talking about?
Yeah, quite often on the show.
I don't get sort of text sort of generally speaking because of all the abbreviations and so forth, but sometimes I've got no idea what the bloody hell people are talking about, Maddie.
Most of the ones you send me, I don't really know what they mean either.
Well, that's because I don't have my glasses on and I can never quite see what I'm writing.
Yeah, that's right. Now, just to tidy off, we were talking about...
You deleted that photo, by the way, eh?
Yeah, why did you send that to me?
Oh, well, it was an accident.
Clearly.
we were talking about silencers on
Vibrators.
earlier.
Well, they don't put a silencer on it. I mean, they're
like a
making
gun.
silent vibrators.
Oh, right, I thought it screwed on.
Actually, that would be quite a good idea, actually. Have a vibrator and put the silencer on, screw that on.
Yeah, that's a big one. Oh, it's got a silencer on it.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it looks.
It's only half vibrator, the other half is silencer.
Yeah. No, but apparently, what iPhone are you up to now? The 8 or something?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, there's an X, isn't there? Does that mean
Well,
the
we're on
10?
the X. Is that the 10? Well, apparently the new one coming out.
What are you talking about?
iPhones. Apparently the new one's got a vibrator app built into it with an attachment that comes with the phone. And that's a great idea.
You don't want to use the wrong end, though.
Compared to some of the stupid apps they have on iPhones and that's useful, isn't it?
Well, no, explain what you mean. It's got a vibrator app.
Yeah, well, basically, there's an attachment I think you screw in to the phone itself, and then you can change settings and stuff on the phone itself, and you can use your phone as a vibrator. Plug it into your car as well. It's got a car charger unit.
Well, it's the sort of thing you want to make sure that you unplug, though. You know, you don't want to be in a meeting and put the phone to your ear and a massive dildo hanging off the end of it.
Not if it works quite that way, Jace. Haven't seen pictures of it.
Can
But
you still text while you're using it as that?
look, I don't know these things. The detail is beyond me.
But what
right
does
now.
the app actually do? It vibrates.
Yeah, well, you can change your settings, but the dildo thing I think plugs into your headphone jack.
What if you get a call during the middle of what you're doing?
Well, you choose to take the call or you don't. Like anything, I suppose.
Does Siri sound different when you're using it? If you tried to talk to Siri, like, I can't talk right now.
Look, I don't know. Are we going to do that?
Are there specific dildos and vibrators that you plug into this app? I mean, do they come with their own vibrators and dildos?
I'd say they would.
Right, okay. So
Yeah.
it's like an Apple dildo.
Yeah, and that would be hands free.
Well,
Like if they like the headphones now, they don't have wires
Well,
coming out
you'd
of them.
need hands, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm interested to see the prototype. And might be something I get.
Have I mentioned
Christmas.
the meeting that we have to have with the legal team this week about the number of complaints we've been having?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it. It's Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Hey, but just hold your horses there, mate, because I've got a feeling we've got a great Name That Tune coming up. Not right
Oh,
now,
not now.
but very shortly indeed.
God.
Here's Nirvana.
Bhuja with Lee and Jace on Radio Hauraki.
Nirvana there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. I Vibrate, by the way, is the name of the app.
I Vibrate.
I
yeah.
Vibrate, yeah.
A
Good
great
stuff.
idea. And, I just love the one-stop shop element of it. You've got it. It's handy. Why not put a razor on it as well? For men, you could shave with it. You can use the I Vibrate app if you like. You've got your credit card. You pay with it. You book tickets. It's brilliant.
I just think what's going to happen is human beings, and it's already happening because everything's on the iPhone. We're just going to become massively obese. We're just not going to move around anymore. We just have our iPhones and pleasure ourselves, shave ourselves, feed ourselves. We never have to move again, Lee Hart. Is that why the kids are so fat?
Doesn't sound all bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Hey, we're going to Name That Tune now.
Sure are, mate. Cheers, we've missed this. It's time now for Lee Hart's Name That Tune.
Now, we've got a little text here, goes, "Hi, Lee. Big fan, long-time listener.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for Name That Tune when you've played every single song?" Good point. I've come close to it. And that's from Gerald. It's called Gerald. I've never heard of a guy called Gerald, but I'm looking at the computer and the G and the H are right next to each other. So I'm thinking it might be Harold.
Yeah, maybe.
So in answer to the question,
Might have
Harold...
been using his I Vibrate at the same time. You see,
There
this
you
is
go.
what I'm talking about. Harold became Gerald.
Maybe
Yeah.
a couple called Gary and Harold adopted a son.
Not a bad name, Gerald. Now, look,
It sounds kind of like the sort of on a Peter Jackson movie. 'Tis I, Gerald.
You'll be playing Gerald. He's a... Now, look, what am I going to do when I've played every song? Well, can I just be rest assured we're about 3 or 4 months away from that as it is, so don't worry yet, okay? We're not there yet. I've come close to playing them all. You got to remember, new songs are getting written all the time, Gerald. So what's going to happen as those songs come on board? I'll start playing those.
Yeah, great stuff, mate.
So we shouldn't panic yet at this stage. We're not in a,
Crisis.
polar ice cap situation at the moment.
And worst comes to worst, I mean, you have been known to recycle a few songs every now and then.
Well,
You know. Not often, though, of course. Have your coffee, mate. Plenty of time. It's just live radio.
Yeah. So speaking of which, I thought I might do that.
What? Recycle a song?
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff.
Okay, well, I'm just thinking of something a little bit slow. It's a Monday and something a little bit mellow.
Cool.
Okay, how about this?
If you can name that tune, New Zealand, give us a call right now on 0800 Hauraki. Love to hear from you. Woo! Jet there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. Before that, of course, we had Lee Hart's Name That Tune. And as always, the phone lines have gone crazy.
Yeah, just while you're talking.
Are you going to do a refresher, are you? I hate it when you do that because it often changes what happens on the phones.
Well, but if you only just tuned in, then you kind of get to have a guess. Oh no, definitely gave it away.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Let's go to Jacob. He's a Clinton crop farmer. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
How are you, Jacob?
Oh, very well, thanks, mate.
Excellent. What crops are you working with?
Oh, basically a lot of wheat, a lot of barley.
Yeah,
good
wheats,
stuff,
barleys,
mate.
yeah.
Yeah,
The basic stuff that we need to just keep moving on.
Or to drink beer.
Or to drink beer,
Well,
yeah.
keep it
And
well done, yeah.
are you a first-time caller to Bhuja?
No, I'm not. Not actually, no.
Oh,
Good on you, mate.
Good on you.
Yeah, rung up a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. I've had a few lucky dials.
Yeah,
Good
I
stuff.
remember you, Jacob. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Was Jacob the one you gave $1,000 to, Matty?
Yeah, no.
No. Okay.
Oh,
Next
bloody
time,
hell,
Jacob. Listen on Friday. Now, my friend,
Yeah.
can you name that tune?
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Pixies, Where Is My Mind?
I'm going to correct you because you're wrong.
Bugger.
Sorry about that, mate. But keep ringing. We love the calls.
Hey, no worries.
Thanks,
Cheers,
mate. Have a great afternoon. Let's go to Barry. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good, Barry. Yourself?
Good, rough enough.
How's Invercargill? Is that where you're from?
Yeah, it is. It's a bit brisk this morning, but pretty good.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Barry, let's get cut to the chase. Can you name that tune?
Is it Faith No More? Easy.
I see. Jesus.
Go on.
Well, that's it's not far off.
But it's not correct, Barry. Sorry about that, buddy.
Oh,
Have a
no,
great
thank you.
afternoon, man. Thanks
Cheers,
for your call. Let's go to Callum in Auckland.
Easily could have been that, you know.
Yeah, I know it could have been. Callum, g'day, mate.
Hey, g'day team, how you going?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good news, Callum. All right, my friend, let's cut to the chase. Can you name that tune?
Is it Bob Dylan, Lay Lady Lay?
Yes, indeed.
Sweet.
Beautiful, mate, beautiful. Chuck it in the smoker.
Put it on the Barbie.
This is the sort of song, you know, that you put on this car stereo. The sun streaming in through the windscreen. You're heading north or something like that.
Yeah. Where are you heading, Jace?
Probably the Eco Lodge.
Yeah, you're heading up there,
something
right?
like that, or maybe right up north.
Who's in the car
Go
with you,
for a
Jason?
bit of a dive.
Yeah, go for a bit of a
So you've
dive.
got sunstrike. The sun's coming in the windscreen.
Well, yeah, there is that. Put your visor down.
You're not going too fast. You're just cruising.
you got your arm out the window.
Yeah.
The sun streaming into your chest.
You've got your sunnies on.
You got your sunnies on, man.
that's
You've got
And your visor down.
you've got an amazing amount of food and beverages in the back there, and you've got a little batch on the beach there.
Maybe
you-
a few too many beverages.
Yeah, maybe, Callum, maybe.
And you're playing this on an old cassette as well in the car. It's not on the radio. Maybe it's on the radio.
Yeah, and the cassette kind of ruins it for me now.
Okay.
And you're just going on that 10-day break. Your fishing rods on the top of the roof there. Your shorts on, your jandies.
Is it manual or automatic, James? What sort of car are you in?
Oh, you got to go manual for that kind of road trip. What do you reckon, Callum? Callum?
I don't know. I reckon manual probably, but I'd say it's the only song that plays.
I don't see why you wouldn't just take 2 weeks off. 10 days. It's like you can come back on a Thursday.
Well, you use the weekends, you see. You get the 14 if
Then
you
they
use the
don't count
weekend.
as your holidays if you use the weekends. That's what we've kind of just done
I
with
think
Easter
you
and
take 10
stuff.
days annual leave.
Yeah.
Jace, can I ask, do you have a beautiful lady sitting
Those are
beside
playing
you?
the lady.
Or are you heading toward her? Or heading away from her? What's going through
I'm
your
heading
head?
toward her, and I haven't seen her for like 4 or 5 months. And she's just been hanging out at the beach waiting for me.
Where you been?
Being a top radio DJ.
For 3 hours a day.
Hey, Callum, you're completely correct, my friend. Stay on the line. Now, good man Tom will sort you out with the prize, buddy.
Awesome. Cheers.
Thanks, mate. Be good to play it out, but I'll cheat back him and...
We talked over most of it anyway.
Yeah, we did. Let's go to Beck. Tom Petty there on Daily Bhuja this Monday afternoon. I meant to say, actually, the last time I saw you, Lee, and you too, Matty, was, of course, the Free-for-All Thursday.
Yeah.
And you boys were really hoeing into it.
Well, that's what it's about, Jace. It's about a free-for-all, of course, and the spirit of a free-for-all last Friday of the month.
Yeah. And you guys got home okay and stuff? 'Cause
Yeah, no
I
problem.
rang you both like 3 or 4 times afterwards, but no one got back to me.
I tell you what, just getting back to an earlier topic, almost the topic of the day now, well, the one you brought up, about the vibrator issue.
Yes.
And we're going back to your day, Jace, about...
I love how you go back to my day like it's not your day.
Oh, back to your day, of course, when a lot of the...
You mean the 1800s?
A lot of the sexual aids, a lot of the vibrators you and your partner were using were the diesel-powered ones. And a listener, a Matt Jordan, no less, a big fan of the show, big fan of his too, has texted in and reminded me, of course, you know the biggest issue with the diesel-powered sex tools?
Road tax?
There you go. User
Yeah,
tax, road user charges.
Yeah, well, of course, using a diesel-powered sex toy, that's what happens.
I mean, obviously the fumes and stuff, but you get past that by opening a window and using expensive extractor fans. And the noise, of course, you can get by with earmuffs. But the road user charges,
Yeah.
you can't hide away from them.
Well, that's why I always sort of had a time limit on them, you know what I mean? You can use it for like a minute, all right? And then we turn it off. It's
Nothing
costing me a
worse.
fortune.
Nothing worse. If you're in your bedroom there, picture this, and imagine a woman pleasuring herself in the bedroom with a diesel-powered sex toy, and someone from the Ministry of Transport barges in
Yeah.
because they haven't paid their road user charges.
Well, I tell you, back then it was even worse, of course, because you had the sex toys that were pedal operated.
Yep.
You know, so you'd actually have to have one leg off the edge of the bed there. And
Very
just work the
hard
pedal.
very hard to do by yourself.
Well, it is. It is. Hey, now you've got a very funny story, and I think we won't do it right this minute, but coming up about a little thing that happened to you at the old Eco Lodge there, Lee Hart.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah.
Are we going into a break now, Matty?
We are, Jace. We are.
Thanks, mate.
I'll just get my prep done, eh?
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Slice O Live.
Yeah.
Good stuff, mate.
Daily Bhuja.
I mean, just because Matt knew her, Lee, it doesn't mean that he had a sexual relationship with her. You always seem to assume because Matt says, I used to know her, that he's been in a relationship with her. I mean, Matt's able to know other women from his past without actually having sex with them, you know.
Yeah, of course I'm aware of that, but I'm just trying to get, skip a few stages to the nitty-gritty part of the story.
I can see why you'd think that I would be having sexual liaisons with these young ladies.
Well, it's just the presumption that gets me, you know what I mean? Just because you know someone from the past. I mean, you've done that with all my friends. You know, I'll mention a woman from my past and you'll go, were you making love to her? And I'm like, no, Lee, I knew her, that's all. I don't know why you always immediately jump to the idea that because you knew someone in the past that you were somehow involved in some sort of sexual
Gets me on
liaison.
Facebook and stuff, speaking of this kind of thing.
Pardon?
You know what annoys me, gets on my goat?
What's that,
On
mate?
Facebook and stuff.
Oh, wait. Thanks, mate.
Okay. Is that you get these? We've been away for a while. Obviously, it's not queued up, ready to go. Look, you get these attractive women on Facebook, like models and stuff, who are really, let's just face it, really attractive and great bodies and stuff. And then they have a baby, right?
Oh, hang it! Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But then they have a baby or a young family like this. And they post all these photos with the baby and stuff, but you can tell it's still about them, that they're still dressed in stuff totally inappropriate, like stuff that they would be wearing had it just been them in the photo, and they're still posing in a position, but the baby's there or thereabouts just to show the baby off. But really, they're saying, look at me still. And more than that, look how much I've recovered from this baby, having this baby, and I'm still looking hot. You know what I mean? No? Well, go on Facebook, everybody, you'll see it. You know
I don't
what I'm
have
talking about.
Facebook, so
you get
no,
these
not
attractive
really.
women, but it's still about them. Well, they've got a whole young family, they're on a beach, yet all the photos of the kids on the dunes and stuff, you never see a photo of just the kids. They have to be in it, leaning over with the drink, showing off their cleavage or something. And really, it's just another excuse for them to put themselves on Facebook. I don't know if I'm making myself clear on this. You know what I'm talking about. There's Matt, you know what I'm talking about. You do, don't you? I'll bring some up if you like.
Look, I don't. Sorry, mate. I really don't.
You don't? Okay.
I knew what you were talking about when you were saying that you assumed that I sleep with women, but that's this pregnant thing.
Well, you knew what I was talking about when I was saying it. I've got no idea
Look,
what
I've
you're
got
talking
nothing
about.
against women going on Facebook and posing and doing that sort of stuff, but don't pretend you're not doing it when you've got the child in there, almost like a hostage, using the child as an excuse to go online while you're doing something. But really, why are you so featured in the photo? And how the hell did you even take the photo with yourself in it and the child, some sort of selfie thing? Wouldn't it be easy just to take a photo of the child if you're trying to show, oh, look how cute this kid is?
So you're saying that women who've had children aren't attractive?
No. I'm saying no one's going to be looking at the cute baby if you've got a massive pair of breasts shoved in half the photo.
Pulp there on Daily Bhuja. I felt that went on a bit, that song, to be honest with you.
How long was it, by the way?
5 minutes 43.
Okay, scrap it.
Just a lot of noise, as you were saying, Matt, off air there.
Stick it in the B file, would you?
You were complaining about women that were posting on Facebook.
No, complaining about women posting on
but-
Facebook. I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, can I tell you something? And this is quite genuine, actually, that gets on my goat. Thanks, Maddie. Could you just do that? Like, people go to these amazing places in the world, right?
Yeah.
People travel around, they do all sorts of great stuff. But people spend so much time now, people I know included, taking bloody photos of where they're at,
Yeah.
and spending all their time posting the bloody photos
Yeah,
to Instagram and Facebook,
Trying to find...
instead of being in the moment, just enjoying where you are.
I mean, it's one thing taking the photo. That's easy enough. Okay, you're in Machu Picchu and you take a photo, but then you've got to find some Wi-Fi somewhere to upload the damn thing. You spend yourself sitting in some internet cafe somewhere instead of taking in the place,
Exactly.
trying to upload the crap.
People wandering around just taking photos the whole time, and you just don't get to be in the moment. And that is symptomatic, Matt, of your generation.
Well, I'll stop you right there. I've got the exact opposite problem. I spent 4 years in Europe, and I wish I took more photos because I can't bloody remember 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's because okay, that's a fair point. But at least you were in the moment then, Matt, instead of being out of the
Yeah,
moment,
what he's saying,
taking photos of them.
he's lost those moments now from his brain.
But I guarantee you they would have been bloody good at the time.
Passed out in the bush in Barcelona. It's not really the greatest moment to be in.
and they're not the sort of moments you want to take photos of, are
Well,
they?
I was going to say, you're not going to take photos of those anyway, so you know what I mean?
No, I lost my phone that
It
night
just
anyway.
really gets my goat that people spend all their time
Yeah.
bloody on social media posting everything.
Well, I
instead
think
of just
maybe
enjoying
if
it.
you go away with a group of 3 or 4 people, only one person needs to take photos. And you just go, look, mate, give me your photos later. It's a bit like at university. Only one person needs to go to the lectures. Okay, there's no point everyone doing it. And what you can do then, you get back from the trip, a few weeks later, hey, Matt, can I download your photos that you took of our big trip? Because not everybody needs to be doing the same thing.
Well, funny you should say that, because when I was at university with my mates, we went on a rotational. So someone would go to the lecture, because we all did pretty much the same things, do all the lecture notes, and then the next time around it would be another person's turn.
Yep.
So you'd go into one in every 5 or 6 lectures. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
We would actually do that every now and then in Europe, but then you'd do that session of going through the photos. You'd be like, oh no, delete that one. Delete that one.
Yeah. Well, not as bad as women, though, because they go through every photo and go, oh, it's a great photo, group photo of 6 people, but they don't think they look good enough in it, so they'll delete the whole photo.
Yeah.
And that's gone. And no one else can enjoy the photo because they thought they looked fat in it. Or they thought their eyes looked funny.
You
Or they looked like they had a lazy eye or something. So they have to delete that photo. It's a one-off photo of a group of you up in Machu Picchu.
And you see, that's the other side of what I'm saying. They've taken 50 photos, they spend all their time taking 50 photos, forgetting the moment that they're in, then they get home and delete 47.
Yeah, and that takes about half an hour as they swipe through all the photos when they could be enjoying that moment.
Exactly, my friend.
Are you back on the mothers with children again?
No, I just think, you know, I don't know what the balance is. There has to be a balance. That's what I'm saying. If I travel, I take a few photos here and there, but that's about it.
Bring
I
back,
just keep them in the memory box, mate. Just put them in the memory box.
Bring back disposable cameras.
Yeah, they were good. Or even just normal cameras that you take a film off to a 1-hour photo lab somewhere, get it developed. It's always exciting. I don't think you even have them anymore.
I don't know that they do, actually. Good point. Hey, you listening to Bhuja? More after 6. Are you pointing at me because you want to say something? Or?
Yes, I do.
Okay, no, please, by all means.
Jace, your steak, rare, medium, or well done?
To be honest with you, mate, I'm not a big fan of steak. I don't.
No,
like,
but if you were getting one.
Rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt?
Medium rare, medium.
Yeah, I'm you know, everyone goes, you've got to be medium rare. I tend to be more medium, be honest.
Yeah.
But I want to know what New Zealand thinks. Text 3483. How do you like your steak, New Zealand? Mega rare, medium rare,
I don't know that there's
medium.
such a thing as mega rare.
Well,
Isn't
some
it called
people
blue?
just eat it raw. Blue, yeah.
I heard
Blue,
Flinny
rare.
from the hits likes well done.
Or a well done, or a really well done.
I tell you what, Finney's just walking past. He's beefed up a bit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Might
lot of
have
people
been
have
grazing in a
lot
good
of people
field,
beefed
isn't it?
up since they've been away. Haven't they?
Well, having said that, when we got back, I noticed Mania was eating those Crusket crackers with tuna on. That just reeks of diet to me.
Yeah.
Hey, the phone lines are going crazy. Let's go to them right now, shall we? Hello, caller, you're on the Bhuja line.
Yeah, hello. I thought I heard the Bhuja Hawk.
Yes, you did. Who are we speaking to?
Mike.
Mike, how's your day going, buddy?
Yeah, good thing.
And your weekend?
It was wet and cold, but still acceptable.
Right, okay, good.
And Mike, can I ask, have you ever done a professional hearing test at an audiologist?
A professional hearing test? No, I have not.
I'm going to say you probably don't need to, because the way you picked up that hawk there, it was running at about 85 hertz.
Nice, mate.
Which is very hard to pick up. So you did well. And the rest of you, New Zealand, if you heard that Bhuja hawk, you're coming in the upper echelon, the top 15% of
Top listeners.
of listeners in New Zealand. So that's a great little stat for you.
Oh, that's very good. I'm glad to hear that I'm not going deaf.
Good on you, Mike. Stay on the line, my friend, and our good man Tom will sort you out with some sort of extraordinary prize.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
No, well, thank you, Mike. Thank you.
It's a shame we
to
can't
well
give more
done.
details on the prizes sometimes, but we just don't know.
Medium to well done is the one text we've had about the steaks. Generally, people go for medium rare, don't they?
Yeah, but
Don't you like a bit of blood, a bit of juice
I
in your
think there's
steak?
a bit of a swing back to a more medium and even well done steaks nowadays. I could be wrong.
My entire childhood, I had no choice and just got well done from Dad. So
Yeah, Dad always does well done. He can't understand people
was
that
that
have a
kind of-
steak that's not well done.
That kind of generation. Well, my dad's the same, actually. Just burn the crap out
My
of
dad
it.
will flip a steak like 20 times.
Yeah.
He says, you're not supposed to flip a steak more than once, apparently. He'll literally say the opposite. You flip it as many times as you can. And you can't argue with him.
Well, no, he's a big unit. I wouldn't argue with Herb any time.
Yeah.
Here's LAB. REM there on Daily Bouger. Geez, they're pretty meticulous about their meat. Meat temperature depends on the cut for me. Scotch rare, sirloin medium rare, rump medium.
Okay.
He knows the steak, whoever that
There
man
he
is. Good Lord.
Knows it more than I do.
Hey, but now it's time for Lee Hart's Slice O' Life.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It doesn't really seem that relevant now. We're so late in the show. But anyway, in our break, we had a bit of time off.
Yes, indeed.
Went down to the West Coast there for Easter. It was great.
Nice.
And a great time down there. Went muscling and all this sort of stuff on the beach, as you do down there, and cook them up.
Beautiful mussels, were they?
Yeah.
Fresh, right off the rocks?
right off the rocks.
Oh,
and then,
beautiful, mate.
straight away. But that was great. But then I came back up here, and on the Tuesday went up to the Eco Lodge.
Yeah, nice.
Just by myself for a couple of days to sort of rejuvenate and
Yeah.
have a bit of a think tank by myself, come up with ideas for the show and TV stuff, which often involves me sitting there and maybe having a couple of drinks
Sure.
on the computer, watching TV, just it all going along at once.
Just in your own zone, in your own time, just relaxing. Yeah, good. Nice.
Yes, and before I got there, I pulled into the bottle store and got some beers, and I thought, I went to the fridge, got some lemonade by the chip stand there, and I saw these cans that had lime and soda on them. They looked good, so I got some of those. I like a lemonade, limey kind of drink.
Yep,
so I
I'm
got
with
like
you.
a 6 or an 8 pack or something of those in a can. Got them home. Then I realised, you know what? I don't know if I feel like a beer at this moment. I had a few over the Easter.
Yeah.
And there's a bottle of vodka there, which I don't normally drink, especially not nowadays. I don't drink a lot of that. Used to. I thought, what the hell? Have a couple of vodkas. So I started...
Well, it's much more slimming too,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Get back to radio, feeling good. So I ended up... It was pretty much a 4/5 full bottle. And I started pouring myself some vodkas. And I had a few.
Yeah.
And
4/5 full,
of a big bottle. Yeah.
like a litre bottle.
1125, yeah.
What?
And then I sort of kind of woke up in the morning.
Yeah.
On the couch still. But, in a good state. I thought, okay, I'll take the dog for a
You
walk.
woke up or you came to?
What? Is there a difference? I suppose there is. I came to, then woke up. And then actually came to after I woke up.
Yes.
In a way.
I
Came to, I was standing outside on the lawn. But when I took the dog to the beach for a walk and clear my head. I wasn't
Nice.
feeling too bad. Got back and I thought, God, you know how you feel a bit thirsty when you've had a few drinks?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I'll have one of those lime and soda cans. That looks good. Drank that and thought, it tastes heinous. Looked at it and it was actually 8% alcohol. The lime and soda premix, they were premixed cans. So I ended up drinking 4/5 of a bottle of vodka with 6 or 7 premix cans of vodka and lime.
You were having power vodkas.
Yeah, but the problem is, you see, I was adding ice first, bit of the vodka, and then this stuff, and you don't taste
is
it. Once the vodka's in there, you don't taste the other vodka because it's literally already in there.
So you were having 2 drinks for the price of 1, basically.
Yeah.
You must have been absolutely hammered.
Well, it's hard to say because there's no one there to gauge.
How was Benny in the morning, though? Because he's often a good gauge.
Oh,
for
he
you.
still looked at.
He's still looking at you.
He still looked like he had a bit of respect for me, but
Right. Okay. Well, that's
hell
good.
of a lot.
I was just being Harper.
It is.
That's a warning to you kids. Read the labels, for God's sake.
Was that the new one from AWOL Nation, Handyman, Matt, was it?
Be a handyman.
That is correct.
Good
That's sort of
stuff.
double meaning that, doesn't it?
Hey, just following on from your discussion about the fact that you use the old vodka cans.
Yeah.
And mix it with
Rookie-
vodka, thinking
rookie
it was
error, yeah.
soda and lime. It's a little bit of an improvement, though, from your vodka, and you had no mixers and you used ice cream. I mean, it's not quite as bad, is it?
Or Marmite.
Or
is another one.
What, you did a Bovril vodka as well, did you?
Yeah, once. But you got to try these things as an experimental to see what's going to happen. But what I learned from that, as I say, and especially the young listeners who may just be starting to get into alcohol, it's not cool.
No.
Read labels and make sure you know what's in it. And that, as I say, I should have just stuck to Wakachangi.
And
it's safe.
especially those RTDs.
Yeah.
Is that they don't taste like alcohol, so people just hoe through the damn things. You know what I mean? And boom,
Stick to the
hammered.
beer, kids. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
That's what I should have done.
I thought you were going to jam in a Wakachangi plug there. Actually,
Well, if it's going to be, you just did.
well, I did for
Yeah.
you, so I saved you
Thanks
the
for
bother.
that, mate.
That's all right, mate.
It sounds better coming from you, actually. It sounds more sincere.
What, the Wakachangi plug?
Well, if I do it all the time, it looks a little obvious. So I'm glad you did it. The Wakachangi plug, that is.
Yeah.
What is the correct
$20 a
pronunciation?
dozen normally, hey?
What's the correct pronunciation? Wakachangi?
I go Wakachangi, but if people go Wakachangi, I don't mind. Some people just call it Changi. On the Changis. Have a couple of Changis last night, did you? Yeah, you see? A couple of people go, have you a few Wakas last night?
Okay, Matt, he's starting to get into...
As I say,
he's beginning
download
to,
the-
he's
download-
he's
download
beginning
the
to
app.
elongate the whole thing now.
Download
Maybe
the app.
Go
and
to
you
a
can
break or something
Wakachangi
like that.
Go app.
And we'll
And
be
you can
here
call
all
it what
night
you
otherwise.
like.
Just call it what
Daily Bhuja with KFC.
Blink-182 there on Daily Bhuja.
Never get sick of that song.
Neither, mate. In fact, I think I've got that album and I'll play it all the way home.
Okay.
That's how much I love Blink-182.
I might leave my car here, then and get a lift with you.
Sure, we can listen to
Uber back
Blink-182.
and get my car later.
Yeah, no worries at all, mate. There's no worries at all.
That sounds good. Now, earlier on, we were talking about the ideas and stuff that came when I had my moments up at the Eco Lodge there, and one of the great ones I'm doing now.
Yes.
You know, it's an Eco Lodge, isn't it? You know that.
Sorry, can I just interrupt you there? Have you been up to the Eco Lodge since Friday?
No, I left on Thursday evening. Why?
Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's all good. Carry on. Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, someone been up there?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, I've got it. What I'm doing for the hot water now. It's a great idea, and I run it through the compost heap.
Okay.
So what I
yes,
do,
so
I
the
take
compost
the pipes come out of the tank.
Yes.
And I've got the compost all over the pipes. As the compost heats up, it heats the water in the pipes, saves me having to heat it through the gas or electricity. Genius.
So hang on. Where are the pipes coming from and going to?
Well, the pipes are going out of the water tank along the ground.
Right, yes.
Okay. And I've put a big sort of coil on them, so there's more distance on the pipe. And my compost heap now, I just lump on top of the pipes, chuck all my stuff on there, and as it composts, there's a heat exchange. There's a chemical reaction, of course, that heats up and that heats the pipes up.
Well, that's really
and that
interesting.
water carries on into the shower and comes out about 150 degrees.
Bloody great shower you have there at the Eco Lodge too. And the other good thing about it too is if your pipes are heating up and you've got your compost on top of it, of course the heat will break down the compost more as well.
That's
because
right.
the heat disintegrates all the organic matter, as it were.
That's
So
right.
it's a double win
The
system.
problem is to have the amount of showers we're having. I've got people just need a hell of a lot of compost.
Yeah.
So I need the neighbours and everything backing in with trucks and stuff and dropping as much compost onto my water pipe system as possible.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it does work.
Well, I
Does
might
work.
head up there again. I was there in the weekend, but
You were?
certainly, well, yeah, it's all good. What are we going into
Good
here,
with.
Matty?
Who are you up there
The
with?
revivalists.
Revivalists? Good stuff.
You up there with other people or something?
I like what you've done with the
barrels.
barrels up there too. It's great.
Saw that, did you?
Yeah, I did see that. No, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Revivalists, is it?
Yeah, am I playing that now, or
Yeah, no, do that. Do
you want to
that.
ask more questions about that?
No, it's all good.
That explains a few things, actually.
But it's great what you've done with the compost. It's clever. It's clever what you've done there.
You shine like a star.
So she was what, Matt? She was having an affair with
that air pilot.
With an air pilot.
And the wife got in touch with the fiance.
And that ended that way.
That's just what I heard. Didn't hear it from me, but...
Now look, what a show it's been, guys.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's like riding a bike, as I said, and it's good to listen to all the be back with all the Kiwis out there, of course.
It's like riding a bike with flat tyres, I think. You come back, you can still
pretty
do
much.
it. It's a little slow, a little clunky.
Sometimes it's a bit uphill. Sometimes it's very, very nicely downhill. All that stuff.
We'll pump those tyres over this week, and by Friday, I tell you, be very slick this show.
We'll be like on the velodrome.
I look forward to all the new ideas you mentioned earlier that you're going to bring into the show this week.
Absolutely, mate. So am I. I've been working on some real doozies. I'll pass them through to you, get your approval, as it were.
Yeah, well, it's all good.
See if we can run with a couple of them. Maddie, what's coming up on the night show, mate?
Got some Grab One vouchers. Mm-hmm. Gonna play a Thomas Oliver song. Mm-hmm. You couldn't predict any of this. And some other stuff.
Okay. Good stuff.
It's going to be pretty good. You don't get to be
else you want to mention?
number one radio night show from just having rubbish.
And how are you finding the transition when you were doing the drive show for a whole week, really? Back tonight's night, you think you'll be able to adjust the time zones in it?
Well, I told a lot of people last week to sort of bypass this one and go straight listen to the night show.
Yeah, well, we'll look at the numbers. We'll look at the numbers the next few days, maybe see if that's happening or not.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the worm's been pretty consistent today, so look, there's a little spike now.
So
obviously people climbing
Tuning
on board.
now.
Oh, it's going back down again.
Oh, yeah, no, it is actually. Hey, great to have your company this Monday afternoon, New Zealand. Thanks for tuning in. Lee and I and the Night Wolf will be back again tomorrow for the Tuesday show. 2 for Tuesday, is it?
Throw it around Tuesday.
I'll throw it around Tuesday. Going to be a hell of a show, regardless, from all of us here at the Daily Bhuja team. Bhuja to you.
Bhuja Tana.
Set a course for adventure, your mind